Hello everybody, Quadrajet Power here today. I'm going to show you how to change the jets and the primary rods in the Quadrajet. There's, first of all, let me tell you, each Quadrajet code number is specifically calibrated for the engine that it was originally designed to go onto. So changing jets and rods is only one part of the formula to determine how to set up your Quadrajet for a particular engine. That being said, I'm going to show you how to change the jets and primary rods in the Quadrajet. So we're going to go through this. We got to take the air horn off to do this. So I'm going to start by taking out the secondary rods in the hanger and set them over here. We've got to take everything else off to get the air horn off. So we're going to go around. This is a 68 Chevrolet Quadrajet, so it has a clip on the accelerator pump arm, and it has a vent cover for the hole. Not all of them have this, but the point is you've got to take all of the pieces off so you can get the air horn off of the Quadrajet to get to the jets. I'm going to go ahead and knock the pin back on the accelerator pump arm so I can take the arm off. Set that aside. Okay, now we're going to come over here to the choke side, and we're going to remove the pull off. And the secondary rod. So we can get the air horn off. You can get all your parts, everything you need from quadrajetpower.com. We have a variety of jets, I think from new jets from 68 to 78. I'm going to take the pin out of the choke rod here, so I can take the choke rod off. Take it out. I'm actually just going to go ahead and take the whole choke assembly off of this one. This part, you don't have to take the choke assembly off. I'm taking it off because I've got to pull this carburetor all apart anyway. So I'm going to pull the choke rod out, choke actuators sitting in the bottom in the choke system. So now we've got everything off the top. We're ready to take the top off the Quadrajet. Start with the two small screws that are inside the primary choke area. Most of these are a flathead screw, especially if it's original. Some of the later years had a Torx head. Two rear screws are long. They go all the way into the base plate. So we're going to take all that off, set it aside. Now the air horn is ready to pull. So we're going to pull it off, set it aside. Now to get to the jets, we're going to get rid of this old power piston. I'm sorry, accelerator pump and spring. We always replace that every time we have one apart. anytime you're replacing jets, as you can see, it's a good idea to get some new gaskets, and we have all of those at quadrajetpower.com. Okay, the primary rods are attached to the power piston here. We're going to pull the float cover out. We're going to remove the power piston. And here are the primary rods attached to the power piston with a retaining spring. And you do need to always have the retaining spring in there to keep the rods steady up against the jets as the tip of the rod goes into the jet to meter the fuel. Every rod is stamped with 2 numbers and a letter. We're going to take a look here. These are 48Bs. You probably can't see that, but these are stamped 48B. It means the upper part of the taper starts at 48. The taper goes down to, and then it goes to a small taper, and the tips on the B series rods are 26 thousandths on all of them. So it goes from a 48 to a 26 for the power tip. Now we're going to remove the float and set it aside. Down the bottom of the main fuel well in the Quadrajet are the 2 jets. Secondary jets are in the rear of the bowl. Those are fixed and metered by changing the secondary rods. Got a video on that if you want to watch that. The jets just unscrew, they're brass. So we're going to pull these out. And once they're loose, I love this tool. This is one of my favorite tools. If I set it somewhere else in the shop and lose it, I kind of panic while I go chase around and look for it. We do sell these, by the way. It's a pick tool, curved in, but it works great for pulling the jets out. All the jets are stamped with a 2-digit number. These are 72s. So we had 72 jets, 48B primary rods in this 68 small block Chevy Quadrajet. For today's fuels, if you have a stock engine and the Quadrajet's correct for your stock engine, we would typically go 1 step larger on every rebuild that we do. So these are 72s. We're going to put new 73s in. And we sell all the jets, primary rods. It's another handy part of this tool. I put the jet on the pick tool, put it in the hole for the jet, give it a little bit of turn to get it started. Jets are brass. You want to be careful, make sure that they screw very easily back in the hole. You just snug them tight and you're good. Okay, so jets are snug. Now we're going to go the power piston itself. We're going to take the old rods off of the power piston. On this early style, the spring will stay in place. Make sure that it's good, not all bent up. We do sell the retaining springs there too. Now the old power piston retainers shrink and they don't hold in place. So this one won't hold it in place when it's got a spring underneath. In fact, this one, interesting enough, didn't have a spring in it. So we're going to cut the old power piston retainer off, get rid of it. So that goes in the trash. Now we're going to get a new power piston retainer. And since we're going to show you how to do that, we're going to get a new power piston return spring. The power piston return spring, we have 3 of these. We have a lightweight spring, a medium weight spring based on vacuum that your cam produces. If you have a factory cam, most would use a medium spring. Some early Quadrajets used a long spring. So the spring goes first into the power piston orifice there. Now on the power piston retainer, I'm going to always clean these up just a little bit, have a file. You can do it with a sharp knife. I'm going to clean up the base here. Many times there's a little tab on these from the production. There's only one manufacturer of these. So that's what we have to deal with with every one that we get today. This one still is, when it was made, it was not loose so I just get my knife, cut through the dividing point there, make sure that it is open. And then with my file, I'll come in and just clean up a little bit in the gap here on the power piston retainer. Makes it a little easier to get into place to hold it. The main purpose of this is to hold the power piston in place while you reinstall it. So with the split there, we're going to put the power piston retainer back on top of the power piston just like the old one was. So now we're going to grab some rods here. Go back with the old ones if it's a stock engine. If it's modified, we can help you with which rods that you need. Early Quadrajets used a B series rod. Those had the 26 power tip. These have a 45 starting taper. We're going to hook the tip of the primary rod under the hook on the power piston spring underneath, make sure both of those are in place. That spring will hold the rods in place and hold them against the jet, keep them from vibrating and wiggling. One of the things that you want to verify every time that you do this on every Quadrajet is that the top of your power piston is square to the power piston itself. Many times we see these with the hangers all bent up, bent out of shape, uneven. So we want to verify that those are even so that the rods hang equally in place. The rod here on the bottom of the power piston, this early Quadrajet has an APT system that's in the base plate, and this rod will sit on top of that. If it's been commercially remanufactured, you might see this rod cut off, and that's a shame, but we see that a lot. These are not reproduced, but if you want to set up your Quadrajet right, you want to make sure that you have this pin. Now, Pontiac did not have that. They had an adjustable system in the air horn. So a lot of the Pontiac did not have this pin in the bottom. And the later internal APT carburetors, starting in 75, 76, had a whole different assembly as well. But the point of hanging the rods is the same. There's a retainer there. So now that we have that in place, you would put the float back in place. I know I'm not setting the float in this case. I even left out the kneeling seat, but I'm just going to show you how we're going to put the power piston back in. Always clean up the power piston with some 000 steel wool. Power piston needs to move freely up and down the bore. So we're going to clean it up, polish it up a little bit just to make sure it's going to move nice and free. Got a little silicone lubricant here. I'm going to spray in there. I always spray the accelerator pump as well. Now with the spring already in place, we're going to set the power piston back in, and we're going to carefully make sure that the tips of the rods are going to go into the jet holes at the bottom, and make sure that the power piston moves freely up and down there. Now the new retainer is going to be pretty tight. We're going to get it set in place there and then finish it with the screwdriver, pushing it down. Make sure it's nice and square to the top of the hole. There we are. Now with the new power piston retainer, and all of our kits come with one, and then we sell them separately as well. Now that that's in place, the power piston is going to stay in place while you do the reassembly of the air horn. We're going to put the float cover back on. Just kind of going to go in reverse here of what we did. I'm not replacing any other parts in this. I would never do this on a regular build, but just for the purposes of showing what we're doing here today, I'm going to reuse these old parts just for this assembly. Got a new air horn gasket here to go into place. Gasket's going to go on. Accelerator pump, return spring, accelerator pump. And we're going to make sure everything's still working freely there. Then we're going to place the air horn back on. You've got your pullover enrichment tubes, your vent tubes. Those will go in the holes. And now we've got the air horn back on. Screw it back down. I'm not going to show you that. But now it's ready to go. That's how you replace the jets in a Quadrajet. That's how you replace the primary rods. Get it ready to go. So the jets, like I said, we've got 68 to 78 jets in stock always. We also have primary rods, 39Bs, 42s, 43s, 44, 45 in the B series rods. If you need to know which combination to use for your Quadrajet, email us info@quadrajetpower.com. Let us know your engine specs, carburetor number, and we can help you with that. We've got fully tapered APT rods for the K series replacement rods, and we also have rods for the single main air bleed Chevrolet carburetors that use a 36 power tip on those. So we can help you with whatever you need for any engine setup and engine spec. Again, quadrajetpower.com for all your parts needs, kits, components, everything, custom builds. We build for specific engines. We can do whatever you need here. So email us at info@quadrajetpower.com. Go check us out, quadrajetpower.com, and make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.